name is Mia, the first speaker of the affirmative team. We, the affirmative team, strongly support the motion. Memo are more valuable for understanding history than traditional historical texts. Our team believes that memo are more valuable for understanding history than traditional historical texts because it's not censored by government and focus on the actual life of the people that live in a time. Before we dive into our first argument, allow me to introduce our team member and their roles. Speaker 1 myself, I will give you our first argument and primary argument. Speaker 2 will give you 2 more arguments. Speaker 3 will summarize and make the conclusion. Let me tell you about some characters of this topic. Memoir is a critique of made by people who live in that time and area to describe their life. Valuable means anything that have high value. Traditional texts that mean the best. The book or the article created by institution or government. Let me discuss about our team's first argument. Memoirs are more trustworthy because it describes the life of the people that live at that time. Meanwhile, traditional historical texts are mostly censored or choices by the government. Some historians who support this could be listed such as Alessandro Politelli in his book What Makes Oral History Different, or Tessa Morris-Suzuki in her book The Past Within Us. In conclusion, our affirmative team strongly support the motion memo are more valuable for understanding history than traditional historical texts. I rest my case.
Good afternoon, judges, friends, and fellow debaters. My name is Vincent. I am the first speaker and the third speaker in the negative team. We, the negative team, firmly oppose the motion. Memoirs are more valuable for understanding history than traditional historical texts. First, I would like to introduce our team's members and their roles. Speaker 1, I will present the first argument that memoirs are less relevant for historical understanding than traditional texts, highlighting it that traditional texts are better. Our speaker 2 will discuss further details and provide additional evidence to support our negative stance. Lastly, I will reinforce our arguments and provide a compelling conclusion to our case. Now, let's start with our event. The speaker 1 of the affirmative team tried to prove that memoirs are more valuable for understanding history than traditional texts because it expects the life of the writer, make it more correct. However, we are not convinced. The reason is the memoirs sometimes cannot be correct and it only focuses in the author's life. I have debated about the argument. Now I will present our first argument. I think that memoirs are the best way to understanding history because memoirs are personal life stories. It is not the most accurate way to learn history compared to regular history books. To illustrate this argument, we have some examples. Their memoirs are one-person views. A memoir only tells you what one person remembers and thinks. This makes it very biased and one-sided. The memory also isn't perfect. According to Wikipedia, a lot of people often forget things, mix up details, or remember things differently than what actually happened. A lot of authors rank the story because they forgot the correct information. The authors can choose what to share according to a test from the Washington Post from America. A lot of writers usually leave out parts that make them look bad or only include stories that make them seem like a hero. The memos also no fact-checking. History books are written by experts who check many sources and have other experts review their works for the truth. But memos actually use the memory in each people. It don't have this checking, so you can't be sure everything is truly correct. Because of these problems, memos are valuable for feeling what it was like to be there, but they are not a reliable way to record of what exactly happened. The person memo also limited in what they see or they saw. Sometimes they can add some untrue information that cannot be correct. In conclusions, we, as the negative case, strongly oppose the motion. Memos are more valuable for understanding history than traditional historical or traditional texts. I rest my case. Thank you for listening.
I am John's friend and fellow debater. I'm Isaac, the second speaker of the affirmative team. We firmly support the motion. Memoirs are more valuable for understanding history than traditional historical texts. Now I will rebut the negative team's first argument. They said that memoirs only show the outer view, only have a single perspective and based on memory, which isn't perfect. And the author of the memoir can choose what to share on the book. And it also not being fact-checked by experts. It is also not reliable way to record what happened. But I disagree. Memoirs, but official government documents and traditional historical texts often created by experts in institutions and government. Most of them could be biased, could be even they twisted the truth to make the governments at that time look good. And also, memoirs show what really happened, like Anne Frank diary when she was in Auschwitz camp, in a camp for Jew people in World War II. Her diary show how the Nazi Germany treat people who got imprisoned inside their camps. Also, the memories can be real because not all experts, not everything said by experts are actually true. Like some experts who said, this is the fact, but some other can say, this is not the fact. Now I will present our second and third argument. Memoirs are more trustworthy because it express the life of the people that lived at that time. Meanwhile, traditional historical texts are mostly censored or twisted by the government. Some historians who support this could be listed as Unlike traditional historical texts, which mostly focus on the big view, or heavily censored or even twisted, memoirs offering looks at being hidden or silenced by the government. One example was when a time in America where black people were not considered human. Their memoirs could help us understand what really happened at that time. Because often, state in America at that time hide the real thing that happened there. Some historians who support this argument could be listed as Saniya Hartman in her book Wayward Life, Beautiful Experiment, or Stuart Hall in Representation. Our third argument is memoirs also tell us how people think about the event that happened at that particular time period. Not all historical texts can explain how that specific event create that collective memory and that social trauma. But memoirs can help a historian understand it so that they can give a reliable actually feel, and why that event create that specific memory people had. Some historians will support this Theodora and the true memory and history, or Annette Cohn and family secret. Thank you for listening. I rest my case.